Alex had never seen anything like the starbase before. Giant metallic towers rose high into the sky, glinting under the twin suns of the system. Ships of every shape and color zoomed between docking stations, their engines leaving streaks of light. It was his first assignment away from Earth, and he felt both nervous and excited. He was an engineer, used to machines and circuits, but nothing in his training had prepared him for the variety of alien technology here. He walked through the docking bay, carrying his toolkit. His assignment was clear: inspect a newly arrived warrior ship from a species called the Veyari. These aliens were known for their combat skill and strict traditions. The ship had been damaged during travel and needed repairs before it could continue its journey. Alex didn't know much about the Veyari, except that humans were supposed to be careful around them. They valued honor more than anything. Alex entered the ship, its interior unlike any human vessel he had ever worked on. The walls were dark metal illuminated by faint blue lights. Strange symbols were etched into panels, and the air smelled faintly of ozone. As he moved through the corridors, he noticed a small chamber at the rear of the ship. Inside was a suit of armor, standing on a display platform. It was beautiful, unlike anything Alex had seen before. The metal plates were sleek, with intricate patterns engraved into them. There were scratches and dents on the surface, telling stories of past battles, he realized. The armor seemed to glow faintly in the light, almost alive. Without thinking, he reached out to wipe some dust off a shoulder plate. That was when he heard the voice. "Do you know what you are touching?" Alex jumped back, startled. A figure stood in the doorway. She was tall and slender, her skin a soft shade of silver blue, and her eyes were sharp and focused. Her hair shimmered like polished metal, and she wore a battle-ready uniform. She looked every bit the warrior he had imagined. I'm sorry," Alex stammered. "I didn't mean—" "You touched my armor," she said, her voice calm but firm. "Do you know its meaning?" Alex shook his head. I just wanted to clean it. It looked dusty." She froze completely, her hands clenching at her sides. Alex noticed her eyes widen, and she took a step closer. "You have no idea," she said quietly. "This armor, it carries my family's honor. Every mark, every scratch tells a story of battles fought and victories won. You cannot simply clean it like that." Alex's face burned. He had only wanted to help. "I didn't know. I'm sorry. I can stop." The alien girl, whose name he soon learned was Kayla, paused. She studied him closely, as if deciding whether he was a threat or not. After a long moment, she spoke again. "You are different from others I have met. Most would not touch the armor without permission. But you acted without fear, without disrespect. That is unusual," Alex blinked. "I didn't mean to disrespect, I wanted to do my job," Kayla nodded slowly. "Perhaps you do not understand yet. Let me explain." She motioned for him to follow her deeper into the chamber. "This armor is sacred. It belongs to my family, handed down through generations. Each dent represents a battle, each scratch a lesson learned. Cleaning it carelessly could erase its story." Alex's curiosity grew. "So, if I clean it carefully?" Kayla's expression softened slightly. "Perhaps, but you must be careful. Every move must respect its history." Alex knelt beside the armor, taking a soft cloth from his bag. He worked slowly, polishing each plate without removing any of the marks. Kayla watched him, arms crossed, her eyes sharp and calculating. Alex felt a strange mix of tension and pride. He was learning to respect something completely alien to him. As he worked, Kayla began to explain the Veyari culture. "Honor is not just about fighting," she said. "It is about respect, courage, and understanding the strength of those who came before us. Humans, you are different. You rely on intellect, on ingenuity, not just physical power. That can be useful." Alex nodded, fascinated. "I never thought about armor like this before. On Earth, it's just metal, but here, it's alive with history." Kayla's gaze softened. "Yes, you understand more than most. But do not think this is simple. One careless action can bring shame." For hours, Alex cleaned the armor under Kayla's watchful eyes. They shared stories as they worked. Kayla told him about battles, mentors, and victories. Alex told her about Earth, humanity's struggles, and the technology humans created to survive. They were two very different species, yet a bridge of understanding was forming between them. At one point, Alex accidentally rubbed a mark too hard. Kayla's eyes widened in shock. "Careful," she exclaimed. Alex froze, realizing his mistake. "I'm sorry. I didn't." Kayla's expression softened again. "It is all right. You are learning. That is what matters. By the end of the day, the armor looked clean, polished, but its marks remained intact. Kayla studied it carefully, then looked at Alex. You have done well. You see the history, not just the metal. That is rare. Alex smiled nervously. Thank you. I'm glad I didn't ruin it. Kayla gave a small nod. Perhaps. Humans are not as different as I thought. Some of you have the patience and respect to understand us. Alex felt a warm sense of pride. He had only meant to clean armor, but he had earned the respect of a Veyari warrior. It was an unusual start to what he sensed would be an extraordinary journey. As he left the chamber, Kayla followed him, walking beside him through the corridors. For the first time, she felt that humans might be more than weak allies. They could be partners, clever, brave, and capable of understanding a culture entirely foreign to them. And for Alex, a simple act of cleaning armor had opened the door to friendship, trust, and perhaps the adventure of a lifetime. Little did he know. This was only the beginning. The starbase had dangers he could not yet imagine, and Kayla's trust in him would soon be tested in ways that went far beyond polishing armor. The next morning, Alex returned to the ship, still thinking about the armor and Kayla. He was eager to continue his work, but also nervous. The previous day's encounter had been unusual. Humans rarely met Veyari warriors so closely, and most engineers would have stayed away. But Alex couldn't shake his curiosity. He wanted to understand, not just repair. Kayla was waiting for him at the entrance to the armor chamber. Her expression was serious, but not angry. You are early, she said. Do you intend to continue? Yes, Alex replied. I want to learn more. About your armor, and about you, if that's all right. Kayla studied him carefully. After a moment, she nodded. Very well. But today, this is not just cleaning. Today, you will learn why every mark matters. She led him closer to the armor and pointed to a deep dent on the chest plate. This came from my first battle. I was young, inexperienced. I made mistakes, and this dent is proof of that. It reminds me of what I survived. Alex ran his fingers gently along the mark, careful not to touch it too hard. It's like a story written on metal. Kayla's eyes softened. Exactly. Each mark tells of courage, endurance, and lessons learned. Humans do not always see these things. You might repair or clean, but without understanding, you erase the story. Alex felt a deep respect for her. He had cleaned machines all his life, but none had meaning beyond function. This armor was alive with history. He realized his actions mattered, not just for maintenance, but for honoring the past. As he polished the next plate, Kayla began to explain her culture. The Veyari honor strength, yes, but also intelligence. We value patience, judgment, and understanding. Armor is not just protection. It is a reflection of a warrior's soul. Alex listened closely. On Earth, we make machines to work efficiently. We rarely think about the story behind them. Kayla tilted her head. Then perhaps humans are different, but you see more than most. They worked in silence for a while, Alex carefully polishing each section while Kayla watched. She began to share small stories about battles she had fought, mentors who trained her, and lessons learned in the harsh worlds the Veyari called home. Alex realized that she had survived situations he couldn't imagine. Yet she spoke without arrogance, only respect for what had come before. Midway through their work, a sudden alarm blared through the ship. Red lights flashed across the walls. Kayla's expression changed immediately. Threat detected in the docking bay, she said sharply. Stay here. I can help. Alex shouted, No. Kayla snapped, but her eyes softened. Stay with the armor. Do not interfere. Alex hesitated, but then noticed the look in her eyes, a mix of worry and trust. He nodded reluctantly. I'll stay safe. Kayla left, moving swiftly toward the source of danger. Alex returned to the armor, trying to focus on cleaning while the alarm rang. His hands shook slightly, worried for her, but also amazed at her skill and calm in the face of danger. A few minutes later, Kayla returned, breathing hard but unharmed. Behind her, a small group of rogue aliens had attempted to board the starbase. Kayla's quick thinking had repelled them. It is done, she said, trying to catch her breath. The attackers are gone. But remember, you are part of this too. What you do matters. Alex felt proud. He had only stayed with the armor, but his careful work had allowed Kayla to focus on the threat without distraction. I'm glad I could help, he said. Kayla gave a small nod. You have potential, not just as an engineer, but as someone who understands responsibility and respect. They resumed their work, this time with a new sense of trust between them. Kayla explained more about her people, their rituals, their warriors, and the importance of preserving history. Alex listened carefully, asking questions, learning not just about the armor but about the values it represented. Hours passed. The armor was now fully polished, its dents and scratches intact, telling their stories clearly. Kayla examined it, her eyes reflecting pride. You see, Alex, this is more than metal. It is memory, courage, and legacy. You respected it. That is rare for outsiders, Alex smiled. I understand now. It's not just about cleaning. It's about honoring what came before. Kayla's expression softened. Yes, and that is why I am not angry with you. You acted without knowing, but with care. That counts. Just as Alex was about to respond, a sudden vibration shook the floor. The ship trembled lightly as if something had bumped into it. Kayla's eyes narrowed. Someone is approaching, she said, moving to a window. Outside, Alex could see a human transport ship heading toward them, its lights flashing warning signals. They're not responding to communication, Kayla said. It might be another threat, Alex swallowed. Do you want me to help somehow? Kayla studied him, then nodded slowly. Yes, but your help must be smart, not forceful. Use your knowledge, your skill. Humans are clever. That can make the difference. Alex quickly ran to his toolkit, grabbing a small device he had been working on, an automated shield generator. He set it up near the docking bay entrance, following Kayla's instructions. She guided him with precision, explaining angles, timing, and energy flow. Alex worked quickly, focusing on accuracy and efficiency. When the approaching ship came closer, Kayla moved to the doorway, ready to confront them. But thanks to Alex's device, the intruders were slowed, giving her the advantage. She signaled them to retreat, and within moments the situation was under control. Alex exhaled in relief. That worked? Kayla nodded, a small smile forming. You did well. Your skill and quick thinking helped prevent damage and kept everyone safe. Humans can be underestimated, but today you proved otherwise. Alex felt a warmth of pride and respect. Not only had he learned the value of Kayla's armor, but he had also seen her in action, her strength, skill, and sense of duty. And she had seen him act wisely, not with brute force, but with thought and care. As the alarm stopped and calm returned, Kayla turned to Alex. You are learning fast. Perhaps this is the beginning of something important. Not just for you, but for all of us. Alex smiled, wiping sweat from his forehead. I hope so. I want to understand and I want to help. I've never met anyone like you, Kayla. Kayla's eyes softened. And I have not met a human like you. You are respectful, clever, and careful. That is rare. Remember this feeling. Trust and understanding can be stronger than weapons. For the first time, Alex realized the depth of what they had shared. The armor had been the starting point, a symbol of history and respect. But the bond forming between him and Kayla was more than that. It was trust, understanding, and a shared sense of purpose. As night fell over the starbase, Alex left the ship, tired but fulfilled. He thought about the stories Kayla had shared, about the battles, the victories, and the lessons etched into metal. He realized that in this distant place, humanity could contribute more than machines. They could contribute understanding, courage, and heart. And as he looked back at the ship, he knew that cleaning armor had been just the beginning of a journey that would test not just his skills, but his mind, his heart, and his ability to bridge worlds. Little did Alex know, the events of this day were only the first step. Threats would come. Decisions would be hard, and Kayla's trust in him would face trials he could never have predicted. But for now, he had taken the first step toward proving that humans, with their intelligence, ingenuity, and respect, could earn a place among the galaxy's fiercest warriors. The next day, the starbase was unusually quiet. Alex returned early, eager to continue learning from Kayla, but he noticed a tension in the air. The docking bays were fuller than usual, and guards moved quickly between ships, their eyes scanning the corridors. Something was wrong. Kayla met him at the entrance to the ship. Her expression was serious, her posture tense. Alex, she said, there is a situation you should know about. A rogue faction from another system has been spotted near the outer perimeter. They are hostile and unpredictable. Our starbase could be their target. Alex's stomach tightened. Hostile? How dangerous are we talking? Kayla's eyes were calm but sharp.
Very, they are skilled but disorganized.
They attack quickly and retreat before a defense can respond. That is why I need to focus on the perimeter. You will assist where you can, but do not confront them directly. Alex nodded. Understood. What should I do? Kayla handed him a small device. This is a temporary shield generator. You will place it in the docking bay corridors. It can slow intruders but cannot stop them entirely. Your job is to delay, giving security and me time to respond. Can you manage that? Alex examined the device. It was small, lightweight but clearly powerful. He had worked with human shields before, but this one was integrated with alien technology. I think I can handle it, he said. Good, Kayla said. Time is short. He ran through the corridors, setting up the devices in strategic locations. As he worked, he noticed Kayla moving with incredible speed and precision. She directed security teams, anticipated threats, and communicated with other alien ships in the vicinity. Alex was in awe. She was not just a warrior, she was a commander. Suddenly, alarms blared again. Alex froze for a moment before sprinting toward his nearest shield generator. A group of rogue ships had broken through the outer perimeter. Their engines glowed red, and weapons glinted under the starbase lights. Kayla appeared beside him, her eyes focused and sharp. Activate it now, she shouted. Alex pressed the button. A barrier of shimmering energy extended across the corridor, slowing the intruders. Their smaller ships bounced off the shields, losing speed and momentum. Kayla signaled human and alien security teams to move in, using the slowed intruders as an advantage. This is incredible, Alex thought. I'm actually helping. The rogue ships regrouped, trying to find another path. Kayla moved quickly, issuing commands in a language Alex didn't fully understand. Her movements were precise, almost like a dance. One moment she was pointing toward a corridor. The next, she was coordinating an aerial strike. Alex realized that she had trained for situations exactly like this. Alex, Kayla called. We need another generator here. Quickly. He ran, carrying the device and setting it up at the junction. As soon as it powered on, another wave of intruders was slowed. Alex felt a surge of pride. His careful setup, combined with Kayla's strategy, was turning the tide. But the rogue ships were relentless. They adapted quickly, sending smaller fighters around the shields, trying to bypass them entirely. Alex panicked for a moment, unsure if he could keep up. But Kayla's voice cut through his fear. Think, Alex. Predict their move, don't just react. He paused, taking a deep breath. He studied the paths the intruders were taking, noticing patterns in their movement. Using his human logic and understanding of engineering, he repositioned the generators in a way that forced the ships into traps Kayla had set. The plan worked. The rogue ships slowed, collided with the barriers, and were eventually forced to retreat. Alarms still rang, but the immediate threat was gone. Kayla walked up to Alex, her expression unreadable for a moment. Then she smiled. You did well. You acted quickly, thought ahead, and used your skills wisely. That is what humans can offer, intelligence and creativity. You are not just a helper, you are capable. Alex wiped sweat from his brow. I was scared. I've never done anything like this before. Kayla shook her head. Fear is natural. Control it, and it can guide you. Let it rule you, and it will destroy you. Today you controlled it. That is worth more than courage alone. Alex felt a strange mix of pride and relief. Not only had he survived his first encounter with real danger, but Kayla had acknowledged his skill and judgment. As the last rogue ship retreated, security teams began inspecting the starbase for damage. Kayla walked Alex back to the armor chamber, her presence calm but authoritative. Do you understand now? She asked, gesturing to the polished armor. The armor, the history, the knowledge, it is all connected. Respect and understanding can be as powerful as any weapon. Alex nodded. Yes, I see that now. It's not just metal, it's strategy, culture, and memory. Kayla's eyes softened. And that is why I trust you. Today you acted with intelligence and respect. You did not interfere recklessly. You observed, you understood, and you contributed. That is rare. Alex felt a warmth in his chest. He had started the day thinking he was just an engineer cleaning armor. Now he realized that his role, though small, had made a real difference. Kayla studied him for a moment longer. I have not yet seen your full potential. There are tests to come, more challenges, situations where you must act alone and decide wisely. Humans can surprise us, Alex. You may surprise even yourself. Alex smiled, feeling a newfound determination. I want to try. I want to learn, Kayla nodded. Good, tomorrow we begin training. Not just with machines, but with strategy, with observation, and with responsibility. You must understand more than just tools. You must understand people, allies, and even enemies. As Alex left the chamber, he thought about everything that had happened. He had polished the armor, learned its significance, and now faced danger he had never imagined. But with Kayla's guidance, he was beginning to understand. Humans were clever, adaptable, and capable of earning respect, even from the fiercest warriors in the galaxy. That night, Alex stayed awake thinking about the lessons he had learned. Cleaning armor had been simple, but it had led to trust, respect, and a glimpse into a world far more complex than he had known. Kayla had shown him that intelligence, careful action, and respect for history could be as valuable as strength or weapons. He drifted to sleep with a sense of purpose. The galaxy was larger and more dangerous than he had imagined, but he was ready to face it, not just as a human engineer, but as someone who could understand, adapt, and contribute. And he knew that Kayla's trust, hard-earned as it was, would guide him in the days to come. Little did Alex know, the challenges were far from over. The rogue faction would not give up easily, and the starbase was only a small piece of the galaxy's dangers, but with intelligence, respect, and courage, humans could rise to meet them. And for the first time, Alex truly believed that he, a human, could make a difference among warriors who had never needed outsiders before. The morning sun bathed the starbase in pale gold light, reflecting off the sleek hulls of ships and casting long shadows across the metal walkways. Alex arrived early again, his mind buzzing with anticipation. Kayla had promised today would be different. No cleaning, no simple observation. Today he would face a test, one that would challenge both his mind and his courage. Kayla was already waiting in the docking chamber, her armor shining, her eyes sharp and focused. Alex, she said, her voice calm but commanding. Today you will learn the value of strategy and perception. The previous threats were straightforward. Today you must think ahead. Can you handle that? Alex nodded. I'll do my best. Kayla led him to a simulator room at the heart of the starbase. The room was vast, circular, and lined with screens that displayed alien terrain, star fields, and holographic enemies. This simulation is based on real rogue attacks we have recorded, Kayla explained. You will face multiple waves, and each decision you make will affect the outcome. You cannot simply react. You must anticipate. This will test your observation, judgment, and adaptability. Alex swallowed, a mix of excitement and nervousness coursing through him. I understand. Let's begin. Kayla activated the simulation. The holographic landscape shimmered into life, showing a dense asteroid field surrounding a small outpost. Alex could see enemy ships moving in coordinated patterns, trying to find weaknesses in the outpost's defenses. Kayla's voice guided him. Place the shields here, she instructed, pointing at several junctions. Predict their movement, then adjust the generators to slow them at the right moment. You have limited power. Efficiency is crucial. Alex moved quickly, analyzing the enemy's approach. He noticed patterns he hadn't seen before. The intruders often hesitated at the same points, creating natural bottlenecks. He positioned the generator strategically, slowing down several waves at once. Good, Kayla said. Now observe the smaller ships. They will try to bypass the barriers. Alex's heart raced. He adjusted the shields dynamically, predicting where the smaller ships would go next. It worked. Several intruders collided with the barriers, forcing them into traps Kayla had designed. Alex's confidence grew, but the simulation was not done. Suddenly, the enemy unleashed a new tactic. Invisible drones that could bypass shields entirely. Alex froze for a moment, unsure what to do. Kayla's voice cut through his hesitation. Think logically, Alex. What is the enemy's weakness? Use what you know. He took a deep breath and studied the drone's movements. He realized they followed energy signatures from the shields and generators. If he temporarily deactivated one shield in a controlled way, the drones would target it and cluster together, making them easier to eliminate. He acted quickly, and it worked perfectly. The drones were funneled into a trap, and the holographic simulation showed their defeat. Kayla's eyes sparkled with approval. Excellent. You understood the logic and acted without fear. Humans can surprise even experienced warriors. Alex felt a rush of pride. I never thought I could do that. Kayla's expression softened. That is the essence of strategy. It is not just strength or skill. It is observation, planning, and the courage to act when necessary. You are learning quickly. The simulation ended and the room returned to its normal state. Alex wiped his forehead, still catching his breath. That was intense, he said. Kayla nodded. Intensity teaches clarity. Today you learned more than tactics. You learned to trust your mind, your instincts, and your judgment. That is invaluable. Before Alex could respond, an alarm echoed through the starbase. Kayla's eyes narrowed. This is real. Not a simulation. The rogue faction has found another way in. They are closer than expected. Alex's stomach tightened, but Kayla's calmness steadied him. You can help, she said. Not by fighting, but by using what you learned. Place the shields where I instruct. Observe patterns. Act logically, not recklessly. He nodded, feeling a mix of fear and determination. Together, they moved through the corridors, positioning generators and shields. The rogue ships moved faster than before, attacking in unpredictable ways. Alex's mind raced, applying every lesson from the simulation. He anticipated their movements, adjusting shields dynamically, slowing down the attackers. Kayla coordinated with security teams, giving precise instructions that allowed Alex to use his human ingenuity effectively. The intruders struggled to adapt, caught off guard by the clever deployment of defenses. Slowly, the tide turned in their favor. One of the rogue ships managed to break through a corridor. Alex's heart pounded. He quickly activated an auxiliary generator, slowing it down enough for Kayla to intercept. She moved with incredible speed, disarming the ship's weapons and forcing it to retreat. You see, Alex, Kayla said, her voice calm but firm. Strategy is about anticipating, not reacting. Humans think differently, and that is your strength. You are learning to use it. Alex nodded, exhilarated. I can see that now. It's not about fighting harder. It's about thinking smarter. The remaining intruders retreated, leaving the starbase unharmed. The alarm stopped, and the corridors returned to their quiet state. Alex exhaled deeply, relief and pride mixing in equal measure. He had faced real danger and survived, not with brute force, but with careful thought and understanding. Kayla turned to him, her expression serious. Today you proved that humans can contribute more than machines. You used intelligence, observation, and courage. That is why I respect you. You are more than a helper. You are a thinker, a problem solver, and an ally. Alex smiled, feeling a warmth he had never experienced before. Thank you, Kayla. I never thought I could do something like this. I'm glad I tried. Kayla's gaze softened. You should be proud. You have learned not just about armor or technology, but about responsibility, respect, and judgment. These are what make a warrior, not just skill, but understanding and care. As they walked back to the armor chamber, Alex realized something important. The bond he had formed with Kayla was growing stronger. It was built on trust, respect, and the ability to understand and act wisely. He knew that future challenges would test them both in ways even more demanding, but he also knew that they would face them together. Kayla placed a hand on his shoulder. There will be more challenges, Alex. Not all of them can be solved with machines or strategy alone. You will need courage, patience, and insight, but I have confidence in you. Humans are capable of remarkable things when they choose to act with care. Alex nodded, feeling a deep sense of purpose. I won't let you down. I want to learn and help however I can. Kayla smiled faintly. Good, that is all I ask. Remember, the galaxy is vast and danger is never far. But humans, you have qualities that even the strongest warriors can respect. Today you proved that. As night fell over the starbase, Alex stood outside looking at the stars. He thought about everything he had learned. The value of understanding, the importance of respect, and the power of intelligence. Cleaning armor had been the first step. A simple act that had led him to Kayla, to trust, and now to real challenges. For the first time, he felt that humans could truly make a difference in the galaxy. Not through brute strength, but through cleverness, empathy, and courage. And he knew that Kayla's respect and trust, hard-earned as it was, would guide him through whatever challenges lay ahead. Little did he know, the rogue faction was only the beginning. The galaxy held far greater dangers, and the lessons Alex had learned today would be tested in ways he could not yet imagine. But he felt ready. With Kayla by his side and his mind sharp and alert, he believed that humanity's strength was more than physical. It was cleverness, respect, and the courage to act when it mattered most. The starbase was quiet now. The rogue faction had retreated, and the corridors were free of alarms. Alex walked beside Kayla, feeling the calm after the storm. His heart still raced from the previous day's events, but he also felt a strange sense of pride. He had faced real danger, and somehow humans had made a difference. Kayla led him back to the armor chamber, her gaze steady. "Alex," she said, "you have learned more than I expected. Not just about machines or strategy or even armor. You have learned respect, patience, and courage. These are the qualities that define a warrior, not just strength." Alex smiled, feeling a warm sense of accomplishment. "I never imagined cleaning armor could lead to all this." Kayla chuckled softly. "Few would. But sometimes the smallest actions have the greatest consequences. You showed care where most would not, and that is why I trust you now." Alex knelt beside the armor once more. He traced the marks gently with his fingers, remembering the stories Kayla had shared. Battles won, lessons learned, and the legacy of her mentors. "It's incredible," he said. "I can see how much meaning is in every scratch and dent." Kayla's eyes softened. "Yes, and now thanks to you the armor is preserved. Not just cleaned, but honored. You have shown understanding. That is rare among outsiders." They stood in silence for a moment, the hum of the starbase around them. Alex realized that he and Kayla had formed a bond. It wasn't just trust, it was mutual respect. A connection between two very different beings who had learned to understand each other. "Alex," Kayla said, breaking the quiet, "the galaxy is full of challenges. The rogue faction was only a small test. There are greater dangers ahead, and your skills will be needed." Alex nodded. "I'm ready. I want to help." "I've learned so much from you already." Kayla studied him carefully. "You have potential more than most humans. You think differently, see patterns where others do not. That is why I want you at my side. Not as a soldier, but as a strategist and ally. Together we can face what is coming." Alex felt a mix of pride and responsibility. "I won't let you down." "I promise," Kayla's expression softened. "I know. That is why I believe in you." For the next few days, Alex and Kayla worked closely together. He learned more about the Veyari culture, their history, and their values. He observed her in training, noting how she moved with precision and focus. And Kayla watched him, recognizing his ability to adapt, think quickly, and act wisely. Their bond grew stronger, rooted in mutual respect and shared experience. One evening, Kayla invited Alex to stand with her on the observation deck of the starbase. Below them, the docking bays glimmered with lights, ships coming and going, carrying travelers and cargo across the galaxy. "Look at them, Alex," Kayla said, her voice calm. "All these lives, all these journeys. The galaxy is vast and we are small, yet what we do can matter. Your actions, though simple at first, have already made a difference. You have proven that humans are capable of understanding, respecting, and contributing in ways that others might overlook." Alex gazed at the stars, feeling a sense of wonder and purpose. "I never thought humans could be seen like that. We're just people trying to survive, to help, to do our best." Kayla shook her head. "No, you are more than that. Your intelligence, your care, and your courage are strengths. The galaxy needs beings like you, clever, thoughtful, and brave. You have shown me that humans are not to be underestimated." Alex felt a swell of pride. He remembered the first day when he had accidentally cleaned her armor and had no idea of its significance. That simple act had led to trust, respect, and a partnership that neither of them could have predicted. Kayla placed a hand on his shoulder. The armor was only the beginning. It was a symbol, a test of understanding and respect. You passed. Now we can face the galaxy together, not just as allies, but as partners in purpose. Alex nodded, feeling a deep sense of connection. "I'm honored." "I've learned so much from you, Kayla. Not just about the Veyari, but about courage, respect, and strategy. I feel ready for whatever comes next." Kayla smiled faintly, a rare expression of warmth from the warrior. "Good, because the challenges will continue. But now we are stronger, not just because of strength, but because of understanding, planning, and trust. That is the true power." Over the following weeks, Alex and Kayla continued their work at the starbase. They improved defenses, trained together, and prepared for new threats. Alex's ingenuity and human perspective complemented Kayla's experience and skill. Together, they formed a team that no one could easily defeat. One day, as Alex polished the armor again, he realized how far he had come. What had begun as a simple act of cleaning had grown into something much greater. He understood Kayla's culture, her values, and the meaning behind every mark on her armor. He had learned to think strategically, to act wisely, and to respect the history of another species. Kayla watched him quietly. "You see now," she said, "how every action matters. Respect, care, intelligence, they are as important as strength in the galaxy." "You have embraced that lesson fully," Alex smiled. "I understand now, and I'll continue to learn. I want to be ready for whatever challenges come next." Kayla nodded. "That is why I trust you. You are human, yes, but you are also much more. You are clever, thoughtful, and brave. That combination, it is rare, and it is powerful." That evening, as the twin suns set over the starbase, casting long shadows across the corridors, Alex felt a sense of accomplishment and purpose he had never known before. He had started as a simple engineer, accidentally cleaning armor, and had grown into a trusted ally of one of the galaxy's fiercest warriors. Kyla stood beside him, watching the stars. "The galaxy is vast, Alex," she said. "But with understanding, respect, and courage, even the smallest being can make a difference. Remember this feeling. Never forget the lessons you have learned here." Alex nodded, looking at the stars with determination. "I won't forget. I'll continue to learn, to grow, and to help. Humanity has a place here, and I'll prove it." Kayla's gaze softened. "I believe you will. You have already proven much, and this is only the beginning." As night fell over the starbase, Alex felt a calm determination. He knew the galaxy held more dangers, more challenges, and more lessons to learn, but he also knew that with respect, understanding, and courage, humans could stand alongside even the most skilled alien warriors. The story of a simple act, cleaning armor, had led to trust, friendship, and a bond that transcended species. Alex had shown that humans could contribute in ways that strength alone could not achieve. He had proven that intelligence, respect, and careful action could be as powerful as any weapon. And as he looked at Kayla, standing beside him, Alex realized that the galaxy was full of possibilities. With courage, care, and cleverness, humans could rise to meet any challenge, and perhaps shape the future in ways no one had ever imagined. For Alex, the journey had only just begun. But he was ready. With Kayla by his side and with the lessons he had learned, he felt that humanity's true strength, its mind, its heart, and its courage, could face anything. The twin suns dipped below the horizon, leaving the starbase bathed in soft light. And for the first time, Alex understood that even the smallest act, when guided by care and respect, could change everything.